I never liked those guys and found them usually more obnoxious than the people they were making fun of. You're right. Those fellows are pretentious pricks. Not to say that most of us aren't, but at least we don't pretend to be important. I honestly can't stand Retsupre. They're two jerks who tend to attack smaller YouTubers who are easy targets, and there's simply no need to. It's like reviewing shovelware, except far worse, because in general, these people are doing something they love, without expecting to make a profit. People shouldn't be immune from criticism, certainly, but there's rarely a point in what they do. If only they did it for bigger Let's Players, that'd be fine, but they're not doing that. They're getting a laugh at the expense of someone who doesn't deserve the harsh spotlight. Light revving is fine, and for someone like Ego or John, it's very like something that they would laugh at, or at worst, laugh off. The idea that Slowbeefs invented via Let's Play, he has the right of fun to make anybody who bastardizes them, is what I'm talking about. The smaller channels of young friends with 20 subscribers that decide to play some games together and post on the internet doesn't need some jackass who feels like he's entitled to be said jackass simply because he invented the genre, coming down on them and cyberbullying them. That's like saying George Washington should be free from criticism because he's America's first president. He hasn't acted like a dickhorn, so I shall criticize him for being a dickhorn. Yes, I strongly dislike Retsupre. Say what you will about them being the spawn of Let's Plays, but they seem to lack understanding of the evolving nature of the internet and content, and are pretentious as moderately well-liked English grads on the subject of good writing. Don't get me wrong, they are funny sometimes, but they hate you, they really hate you, and so they take on the imaginary roles of gatekeeper trying to keep bad content in check. I could argue for hours about the subjectivity of good and bad content, but instead I say bring on the rain. I didn't know that. I guess it makes sense, but I reviewed some of their newer stuff, and it's a bit better. But it's showing the good-natured fun, but I always think of them slightly screwed light in the Retsu talk. They continue to bash PewDiePie, though Slowbeefs seems tempered and at least balanced in his expression against his style, against PewDiePie style. They are constantly berating and repeating how uneducated/retarded he must be, and he doesn't even have a degree, and he will never change, since PewDiePie did issue an apology for relying on rape jokes as a stock value swear and no longer uses it. So, I think they were being terrible, at least in that light, and not fair to some extent. On a different night, holy hell, the downfall rained upon me. I guess I asked for it, but damn, I could swim in this shit. Unfunny people making fun of an unfunny video, their arrogance and condescending are more unbearable than the bland content they critique. I'm aware that they founded it, I just don't find their comments interesting. I don't disagree with their criticism, but the criticism it sends tries to be dry and unfunny. Nah, I totally have the right. It's simply just, Let's Plays aren't exactly deep, well thought out content wells. You can't really get something on the level of Mr. Plick on them. Sometimes it feels a bit mean-spirited. Like the joke is, haha, it's funny to insult people, and approaches something like bullying than comedy.